Session. Now I'm sharing my screen and are you able to see my screen? I hope it's visible.
Yes, it's visible better.
Yeah. Okay. So, last class we have learned functional testing and non-functional testing, right? So today, mm, yes, compatibility testing. So what I'm saying here, it means your application should compact with different environment. And again, here three compats will be there. One is forward, backward, and hardware. So here some developing the software. I mean, for example, I can take one example like, see, if I have one software, okay, and I have, this is 1.1 version. And now I am taking a same software and I got here 1.2 version. Now see what I'm seeing here. See, here some developing the software, we release some version that is 1.1 version and this version 1.1 version installed on my computer. Now it is properly working fine. So this particular software when I installed should able to compare with other version. See, previously I got 1.1 version software and I installed on my computer and it is working properly working fine. Now I got 1.2 version. Previously I have 1.1. Now I got 1.2 version. And this particular software when I install should able to compact with my old version, right? So it means when I try to upgrade the old version to new version, it should able to upgrade successfully without giving any issue. That is called compatibility testing between the versions of a software. As I said, forward and backward. Forward means 1 version to 1.2 version and this is forward. So this is example of compatibility testing. So again for today I have 1.1 version software and tomorrow I got 1.2 version. So the main purpose of compatibility testing is when I install this 1.2 version should able to compare with my old version, should able to upgrade successfully without giving any issues. That is purpose of compatibility testing. So forward and backward. So suppose the software is installed in Windows 2010, for example. The new software is installed on the same machine that is called compatibility and forward compatibility. What is meant by backward compatibility? See, it means 1.2 version installed in 2010 Windows. What I'm saying here, see, backward means I have 1.2 version. Okay. It is installed in 2010 Windows. Okay. And this is new machine. Tomorrow I got 1.3 version, the same software installed in same 2010 Windows, even though we have a 2020 Windows. Did you understand? See, I have 2010, 2010 Windows. Okay. 2010 Windows, I have version. I have also 2020 Windows also. But what I preferred here only 2010 Windows, but I am just changing the version of the software. But I used only 2010 Windows. Even though I have 2020 Windows, I just installed I just installed this software 1.2 version And later 1.3 version also same software installed in same 2010 Windows. Even though we have a 2020 Windows, that is called backward compatibility. And what is hardware compatibility? We are verifying our application is able to install in multiple hardware environment. Like customer says, like in our organization or environment, so and so RAM size, so and so machines will tell some configurations, right? So our software will install on that environment and that should able to work. That is hardware compatibility. And it is also known as configuration testing. Okay. That means our software working on multiple hardware platforms or not. It support Windows or not, Linux or not, Unix or not, working 4 GB or not, whether it is 8 GB or not, etc. This is called hardware compatibility. And when coming to installation testing, so we have to test the installation process. And each and every screen is properly coming or not. When I click on next, 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 the screen is properly navigating or not. So screens are very easy to understanding or not, that we are going to verify. So it is simple or not, that we are going to verify. So an installation process. So that also we are going to verify. Uninstallation means it should remove all files that related to software, right? When I uninstall the software, some files are left in machines. So because of that, so you cannot install it again. To avoid those conditions, that we are going to verify by using installation testing. So this is the purpose of installation testing. And next, sanity or garbage testing. So what is meant by sanity testing? So first of all, interviewer, in interview purpose, if your application providing some extra functionality which is not there in your requirement, so as per the requirement, the software is designed and features are working properly. But apart from this, there are extra functionalities are there which is does not required by the customer. Did you understand my question? If interviewer asks you, see if your application providing some extra functionality which is not there in your requirement, okay? As per the requirement,
Oh,
the software is designed and features are working properly. But apart from this, there are extra functionalities are there which is does not required by the customer. Can we do consider as bug or not? What you will say?
yes, we can consider as bug.
Yes. So, yes, we consider as a bug. It should have those requirements as per the client, should not have extra functionalities. If it have, it is a bug. I mean, it's if it is a bug, then we will go to assign to developer and remove that from the application. That is called garbage testing. So, remove unwanted stuff from your software. That is called sanity testing. So, next. Already we know functional testing versus non-functional testing. This is the just difference of functional and non-functional testing. Just repeat once again what are points are considered under these testings. Functional testing validates functionality of the software, whereas in non-functional testing verify the performance, security, reliability of the software. And in functional testing, functionality describes what software does, but here describes how software works. And functional testing concentrates on user requirement and here concentrates on user expectations. Already we discussed in yesterday's session. And functional testing takes place before non-functional testing and non-functional testing perform after finishing functional testing. So these all are functional and non-functional testing. So let us see the next document. Regression testing. So what is regression testing? So it is very important for interview purpose. So sometimes you're having multiple modules in the application, right? So what developer will do? There are there are four different modules in the application. For example, I have four different modules, one, two, three, four. So you found a bug in some module or particular module. What I will do as a tester? So I will report to the developer about defect. So developer will modify that. in that particular module, the developer will fix the bug and then release the new build. New build means software. So for example, I have a build one. Okay. So I reported the build one defect to the developer. So developer fix that bug and again release another build called B2. Okay. I have build one. So I found some bug and I assigned to developer and developer fix that bug and again release another build called B2. Okay. So as a tester, what we do in build 2? So let us say build contains multiple modules. So build 1 contains of 4 modules, right? In one build, I found some bug. I reported to the developer. They fix the bug, a particular module, and then release another build. So I will verify the bug as a tester, it is fixed or not. And sometimes what happens? So because of that change, sometimes developer fix that bug. Apart from that, they may add new functionalities in build 2 or they may delete the existing functionality or they modified the existing functionality. So whenever the developer doing some changes in the build because of that, so change, they should not impact on other modules. So I will take one more example. So in module 1, okay, in so I have in module 1, he did something, I mean some change and that should not impact on other modules because there will be some connections, right, between the modules. There will be some integration between the modules. So whenever the developer done some change in particular module, there should not be impact on other modules that we have to test. That is called regression testing. So during regression testing, tester will verify the bug fixes or any new functionality add or modifications done. Because of those changes, there should not be impact on other modules. And along with that, bug fixes, new functionalities testers will also test the other dependent modules. This is called regression testing. So regression testing, what is the definition of regression testing? Testing conducts on modified build to make sure there will not be impact on existing functionality because of changes, like adding, deleting, modifying features. Okay, this is the definition of regression testing. There are three types of regression testing we have. One is unit regression testing. Second one is regional regression testing. So third one is full regression testing. So first, let me know what is unit regression testing and we'll discuss one by one. So unit regression testing means testing only the changes or modifications done by the developer. So in the unit regression testing, what we will do, suppose we have 4 modules and we reported the bug on one particular module to the developer and developer fixed the bug and we will test only that module. Testing a specific module where exactly we reported the bug is called as unit regression testing. So let's see what is the definition of unit regression testing. Testing only the changes or modifications done by the developer. So second one is regional regression testing. So in this testing, we test the modified module along with the impacted modules. It means in the first unit regression testing, what are all the changes done by the developer? So we tested only those changes, only that particular module. But in another type of regression testing, see here regional regression testing, what we will do is what are all changes done by the developer, those changes along with that dependent module. What modules are impacted and those modules are features that we will be tested, that is called regional regression testing. So the second point, this is first point and second point is, so there will be a meeting called impact analysis meeting conducts to identify impacted modules with QA and developer. QA means quality assurance. So as soon as modified something, quality assurance and developers sit together and discuss where exactly that particular change, that bug fix will be impacted. That will be conduct between QA and developer. They do some kind of impact analysis meeting. So this is interview question actually. So impact analysis meeting. So during this meeting, we will identify the impacted modules because of new changes, adding new functionality, deleting an existing functionality, and so on. So because of all these, there will be impact on some functionality. We will identify that functionalities is called as regional regression testing. And third one is full regression testing. So let us say I have multiple modules in my application up to six, 1 to 6. Okay. So I have reported one bug in one particular module to the developer. And this developer fixed that bug on that particular module. And by fixing the bug, he has modified a lot the other modules also. So almost 100% features in this module. 100% means, I mean, 80% features got modified. So developer, while fixing the bug, he is also touched other modules and also modified the other functionalities. Okay, because of fixing this bug. At that time, everything everything fixed almost 80%. So in that case, we don't do impacted analysis because 80% of the code is modified. Instead of doing impacted analysis, we can do full round of regression testing. So regression testing means just do impacted analysis module. That is again wasting of time, right? So because almost everywhere he modified because of that fixing bug. This is called full regression testing. Okay. Are you getting my point? What is regression testing?
Yes.
So next is retesting. So it means test again and again. So for example, in my application, I found one defect and reported to the developer. So once the developer will fix the bug and again they will provide another build. For example, I have build one. I found some bug, right, in build one. So developer will fix the bug and again they will release the version, right? So that is build two, the next version. So what I will do? I will do retest. So whatever the bugs we reported in previous builds, those bugs are fixed or not, we will verify in upcoming builds. That is called retesting. So the definition of retesting is, see, whenever the developer fix a bug, tester will test the bug fix is called retesting. So second point is tester close the bug if it work, otherwise reopen and send to developer. So it is continuous process. So next point is um, to ensure that the defects which were found and posted in the earlier build were fixed or not in the current build. So here see, for example, here I'm going to retesting versus regression testing. So let us say uh, I have admin, purchase, finance. Let us say I have three features in my application. These three modules are dependent, right? So integrated module. Here see finance module dependent on purchase module depends on admin module, right? So these modules are integrated. So let us say tester found a bug in purchase module. So and also posted to the developer. I mean, assigned to the developer. Once the developer is fixed the bug as a tester, we will verify only that particular bug. That is called retesting. So, but because of that bug, changes will be there, right? Because of the changes, the finance module will be impacted. So, in regression testing, we also going to test the finance module. So, that is called regression testing. So, retest means only bug fix, only bug, particular bug fix that can be verified. And regression means verifying the bugs along with the impacted functionalities. So this is the explanation of that retesting and regression testing. Now I'm open again another document. Smoke versus sanity testing. So it is a very important interview purpose. This also. So both are basically basic functional testing, smoke testing and sanity testing. So in this testing, we don't test in detail. So here, very basic functionality we are going to test. So let us understand what is smoke testing. So whenever developer provide build to the tester, when we get the build means piece of software contents and some number of features. Okay. When we get the build from the developer as a tester, we do some basic testing. First, you will verify you got that complete build or not. So is there any files missing or not? That we have to verify and install in QA environment and check the installation is perfectly or not, the build is stable or not to continue further process. You have to focus mainly on that area that is called smoke testing. So smoke is nothing but whether the particular is stable or not in your environment, properly installed or not, and basic navigation is working or not. That we are going to verify by using smoke testing. For example, so I have open URL. So after open, I have URL and I'm going to, by using that URL, I'm going to open some application. So I'm getting home page or not, that we are going to verify. And when I click on something which is navigating to test page or not, and next what I will do, basic level of testing. So before conduct in-depth testing, that is called smoke testing. So it is a kind of build verification testing. So in few cycles, we will see release unstable cycles or builds. Okay, we will release. So after first version, we will release unstable cycles, unstable builds. So smoke testing conduct in every build that is stable or not, whatever comes from the developer. So in initial stage, we will never get stable builds because just developer started the development. We don't expect the stable build in initial stage. So you will conduct the smoke testing after few many cycles. Slowly the build becomes stable. In that time, the developer as soon as providing the build will be stable after few many cycles. In that case, we will conduct the sanity testing. So it is mainly focused on the functionalities. It is very high level functionalities, not only build or any installation. It is also checking the functionalities like login is working or not, products are displaying or not, links are properly working or not, and logout, and so on. So basic functionality that we are going to verify. This is called sanity testing. So smoke testing done by the developers and testers also. So before deliver the build to the tester, the developer will do some smoke testing because providing the build to the tester, they install in their own environment also and check the build that is working properly or not. After that, they will release to the tester. So next, sanity testing. This sanity testing only done by testers. Testers only conducted. So because the developer will not test the features and functionalities, right? They will test only build. In sanity testing, testers verify the features is working or not. If smoke testing and sanity testing is successful, then only accept the build from the developer. Sometimes also rejected the build by tester when it is not stable. Okay. So see, let us understand what is the points. So smoke testing. So here you will understand every points, right? Smoke testing is done to make sure the build we receive from the developer team is stable or not, right? So smoke testing is performed by both developers and testers, and this testing build may be either stable or unstable. It is done on initial build. It is part of basic testing, and usually it is done every time there is a new build release. Whereas anti-testing, it is done during the release phase to check for the main functionalities of the application without going deeper. It is performed by testers alone, and this testing build is relatively stable. It is done on stable builds, and it is a part of regression testing. It is planned when there is no enough time to do in-depth testing. Now see, let us understand what is this. So this diagram, see, when we conduct a smoke and sanity testing, okay, both, we have initial or unstable build. Okay, the first time the developer release build to the tester, we do smoke testing. We verified the build in stable or not. Okay. So, and if the smoke testing is pass, okay, we do conduct the rest of the testing like system testing, regression testing, etc. So, suppose smoke testing got failed, then build will be rejected, right? So we don't conduct any testing on the build. Suppose after getting some more cycles, build one, build two, after getting few life cycles, slowly become the build is stable. So installation successful every time. In that case, we will do sanity testing. So this basic functionality, which is high level, that we are going to test, and that is called sanity testing. If it is pass, then rest of the things we will conduct. Again, if it is fail, then reject the bill. See, either smoke or sanity, we reject the bill. Again, if they provide the bill, we will continue with the testing. This is the difference between smoke testing versus sanity testing. So first testing is followed by the sanity testing. So first testing means smoke testing. Okay. So smoke testing means what I have said. So smoke testing focus on stability of the application, and sanity testing focus on main features. Main features means high level features of the application. So smoke testing conduct on at the initial testing life cycle, whereas sanity testing conducted after few cycles. After build is stable, then checking functionalities. Okay, checking functionalities working or not. So this is the explanation of this diagram. I hope you will get understand this diagram. So next, exploratory testing. So sometimes what happen in your testing environment or company, you don't have any requirement, but application is ready. Okay. You don't have any functionality or FRS document or SRS document, and no document is available, but application is ready. And you have to test the application by exploring functionality. Okay. Suppose you join someone company. In that company, software already developed and documents still not ready. They have given application to you and trying to understand the functionality and do some kind of testing. What you will do? So without having any documents, without having test cases and test scenarios, you will explore the application and understand completely and test it. That is called exploratory testing. So explore means you don't know anything before that. You don't have any documentation. You don't have any test cases, nothing. You will just explore the functionality of the application based upon the previous experience. So you will open the URL, you will log in the page, click on the register links, click on shopping cart and products without knowing any functionality. Just explore the application and understand the application and test the functionality, that is called exploratory testing. So in exploratory testing, you identify all possible scenarios, document it and use it for testing. So this is completely depends on the testers based upon the experience. Suppose the tester work on previous project, he has some kind of experience, and with that experience, the new application will be easily explored. For example, if I take one employee and one employee already worked in banking project in previous company, the same employee again he got banking project in current company. Without any document, he can easily explore the application, right? Because of his previous experience. Okay. Now see the definition. We have to explore the application, understand completely and test it. Understand the application, identify all possible scenarios, document it, then use it for testing. We do exploratory testing when the application is ready, but there is no requirement. Test engineer will do exploratory testing when there is no requirement. See, here also there are some drawbacks in this testing, and this is also very important. So when you will do exploratory testing, it will done if application is ready, right? But there is no documentation. In that case, we conduct exploratory testing. What are the drawbacks in this testing? You might misunderstand any feature as a bug or any bug as a feature. For example, I have some login screen In this screen, normally with your experience, what you will expect? The login screen contains username and password, right? Along with the along with this some ID. There is one more field in this application. Okay, what I'm saying, I have a login screen, but generally you will see one username and one password. But here you see one another field, additional field that is called ID. So you don't have a documents which talks about functionality, but you will assume this is a bug. ID is a bug. You may think that is a bug because you don't have proper document and just doing exploratory testing. So there is a chances to understand whether it is a bug or not. That is one possibility. Suppose sometimes there will be a bug and you can consider that also a feature. Sometimes employee ID, same ID provided, and this is a part of a feature. You will assume like it should not be there in the future. And along with the username and password, you think should have username and password. ID should not be there. So you may consider this as a bug or you may think this is a feature because you don't have such kind of document. You may confuse this ID field it's a part of feature or not. So if it is not a feature, it may consider as a bug. If it is not a bug, you may think it is a feature in your application. So this is a major drawback in exploratory testing. So chances to think you might misunderstand any feature as a bug or any bug as a feature. Okay. Next, time consuming. Time consuming means because you don't know the requirement, right? Just you keep on exploring each and every functionality, and it takes a lot of time. If you have a document, then directly test the application. You will verify all scenarios based upon the documentation, which is complete in less time. When you don't have documents, you just exploring the application, and it takes a lot of time. If there is a bug in application, you will never know about it, right? Because if no documentation says about which one is a bug, that too consider. That too considered. Sometimes if you have a bug in your application, you don't think that is a bug because you don't have a documents or nothing. You don't realize whether it is a real bug or not. So that is another biggest drawback. So this is exploratory testing, and next concept is ad hoc testing. So see, ad hoc testing means exploratory testing, ad hoc testing, or monkey testing. These three similar kind of testing. Okay. So first we will know what kind of testings there are, and we will compare these three testings. So during ad hoc testing, here also we don't have any documents, we don't have any test cases, we don't have any test scenarios, nothing. We just have an application. So you don't know any functionality on this. So testing the application randomly without any test cases or business requirements. Business requirement document. So means what? Suppose I gave application to you and you have some previous experience on some projects and immediately you can do some kind of ad hoc testing. It means randomly test the functionalities without knowing anything. So based upon your previous experience, you can assume the functionality. So I'm taking one example. Login should be there. You know how to work, right? Logout should be there. You know how it works. Inbox, you know how it should be worked. So to test these things, you don't need any documents. Randomly, you can test the features, which is called as ad hoc testing. So the first point is testing application randomly without any test cases or any business requirement document. So what is the second point? Ad hoc testing is an informal testing type with an aim to break the system. Informal testing means we don't have any proper plan. We don't have any such a cycle where you have to conduct the testing. Here we conduct ad hoc testing at any time. So we have to test the application randomly. So it is a informal. The main intention of this testing is to break the application because this is the fundamental testing. Tester will also try to break the application to find the defects in the kernel level of the application. So we have to think in negative way, not in positive way. So for example, password. Password, one uppercase, one lowercase, number, special character, right? Test many ways. Test all possibilities and try to find the defect. So here you should know some knowledge of application based upon the previous application. You should know already something. If you know, you can do this ad hoc testing. Let us see what is third and fourth point. Tester should have knowledge of application even though he does not have requirements or test cases. And this testing is usually unplanned activity. So the next concept is monkey or gorilla testing. So here we also test the application randomly without knowing any functionality. Here also we don't have any documents, any test cases, nothing, but without knowledge of application, we don't know anything about application. Testers don't have knowledge of application, but in ad hoc testing, we have to know the application based on the previous experience. You assumed it and test it even though you don't have a documents. But here in monkey testing, you don't have a documents and also you don't know the application, but still you conduct some testing. This is called monkey testing. So for usually this testing will do in gaming applications. Suppose in mobile or tab, you found some games, right? And normally we'll play games. So they don't know the exactly how to play the game. And as soon as they open, they do some clicking, right? Some do actions and do a lot of things, but they don't know how to play the game. In those cases, application should not break. That is called monkey testing. So here we will jump and do some testing without knowing functionality of the application. You don't know how it works, but still you just randomly click on something and see what is happening. That is the called of testing we do. That is called gorilla or monkey testing. Why we called it monkey or gorilla? So because it is not a stable. We do action or something when enter the application, like click on link button without entering the data, just click on login, just doing some actions and seeing what it happens. So especially in gaming application, people they do some kind of this testing. Got it, Jyoti?
Yes, Begum.
Yeah. Okay, let us see just. So this is the comparison of dog versus monkey testing and exploratory testing. So you you will refer this document, okay? And this is positive testing and negative testing. So we'll see. So see, positive testing means testing the application with valid inputs or data. That is called positive testing. Testing the application with invalid data. That is called negative testing. For example, see, my requirement is positive. So the test boxes allows only numbers. And my requirement, if my requirement is negative, then text boxes should not allow right alpha or any special characters. That is A, B, C, D, E, F. So here see, testing the application with valid inputs is called as positive testing. It checks whether an application behave as expected with the positive inputs. So this is a text box. It allows only numbers, and that there is a text box in an application which can accept only numbers. So entering values up to 5 will be accepted. 5 numbers only allow and only numeric values. And it will act for if you doing a positive testing, what you will do? You will just enter 5 numbers, only numeric numbers, right? So if you enter instead of numeric, alpha or special characters, so what you will see, that is negative testing, right? So like this. I hope you understand what is it is very, very basic positive testing and negative testing. So in negative testing, we will test with invalid inputs. That is called negative testing, and we will see and check it. This application behaves as expected with the negative inputs. And this is also one more example: positive versus negative test cases. So just for understanding purpose, I wrote these examples. And next point is end-to-end testing. And here end-to-end testing. Uh, so we'll see in next session from this topic. Okay. So I have a meeting actually.
Okay.
Yeah. We will see tomorrow from
Yeah, sure.
end-to-end testing. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Jyoti. You got it, my point,
Yeah.
right? Are you getting my concepts?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. See you tomorrow, Jyoti.
Yeah, sure, Begum.
Yeah. Bye. Good night.
Bye.